Today I'm going to head up Black Mountain Truck Trail, which is a really fun, fairly easy off-road trail that goes up to the top of a mountain, offers some really cool views. It's not super tough. You could probably do it in an SUV with some decent clearance. I'm taking the Jeep today. It's kind of overkill, but still it's fun. Anyway, I'm gonna get some footage and share it with you. Hope you can get out here. It's a really nice place. It's pretty close to San Diego. You know, I got here from my house in San Diego in about, right to here, about 30 minutes. And then it's like another 45 minutes to the top of the trail. So pretty accessible. You'll see on the weekends, you'll see a lot of other trucks out here. It's a weekday, so it's pretty quiet, kind of overcast, but that's kind of nice because it gets pretty hot out here. It's late April right now, so kind of on the edge of summer. I'll put a link in the description below to a guide on OutdoorSoCal.com with more details on the trail. The trail begins in Pamo Valley, which is located just north of the town of Ramona in the mountains of San Diego's Peninsular Ranges. The valley is owned by the city of San Diego, and much of it is leased for cattle grazing. San Diego's Coast to Crest Trail passes through the valley and its grazing pastures. The surrounding mountains are managed by the National Forest Service and regional Native American tribes. Black Mountain Truck Trail climbs 2,965 feet in elevation, over 6.8 miles from the valley to the summit of Black Mountain, with an average grade of 8.7%. The road is steep with a grade of over 30% in places, and some portions of the road have steep shoulders that drop off down the slopes of the mountain. About 1.8 miles from the trailhead, you'll come to a fork. The left fork continues north on Black Mountain Truck Trail, and the right bends east on Santa Isabel Truck Trail. So Black Mountain Truck Trail is going along, comes along like this and then heads up into the mountains there. Santa Isabella Truck Trail then splits off and heads this way. I don't know if you can see it. There's a kind of a line on the hillside and heads off down that trail. So when you get to this spot, you want to take, if you're coming up the mountain, you want to take the left fork and keep on heading up. I'm about 2/3 of the way up the mountain, I think. And one thing it's gotten interesting is it's a lot muddier up here than I thought it was. I've actually hit some big puddles and some patches of mud where I was actually losing traction on the back of the Jeep. I don't have it in 4-wheel drive, but it was interesting anyway. So you can see, I think, that the Jeep is all covered in mud right now. The other thing I noticed is there's a lot of flowers out, which is pretty cool. It's spring here in Southern California, so there's a lot of cool these kind of blue flowers and a lot of little yellow flowers. Some big, looks like yucca blooms that are sticking up, which are pretty impressive. So it's a fun time to be up here. Still overcast. I was hoping it would clear up a bit. I don't know if you can see actually in the background over there, the mountains look kind of blue. It's because they're really covered in these blue flowering plants, which is pretty neat. So I'm gonna keep heading up the mountain and hopefully get to the peak. And I'm hoping when I get up there, it might not be socked in, but we'll see. Hoping I can show you guys some views when I get up there. I'm getting up near the top of the mountain, and the foliage is changing a bit. Now I'm seeing more pine trees, well, mostly just more pine trees. Not seeing as much cactus and yucca and things like that. Some low kind of shrubs that I didn't see down below. The road gets a little rockier up here. There's actually a couple sections that I've forgotten about where there's some, just some rocks that if you had a low clearance SUV, you might have to pick your way through them carefully. Still, it's nothing crazy, and I think most people could make it up here. It's a little more challenging now that it's muddy. I haven't been up here before this time of year, and so I'm definitely running into more mud. If you have all-wheel drive, it shouldn't be a problem. Even rear, just front-wheel drive if you have decent tires. And make sure you have good tires, because I've got pretty beefy tires on this Jeep, and I was still slipping. I'm at the top now, and as I feared, it is socked in. It's it's pretty thick up here. When you get up here into the trees, it's pretty cool. It's I don't know if you can see, it's great big pines here. This one here, there's just a little pine forest that runs along the peak, along this ridge line here. There's actually a little trail here that goes further down. It's not super long. It just, as far as I know, I've walked down it maybe a few hundred yards, and then it kind of peters out. There's actually a spot when you get to the top, if you can squeeze by, there's a spot over here where I've seen people camp before. The only problem is there's really only one spot, so if you're not the first one to get up here, you're probably not going to get it. You can kind of see it here. I've seen people actually pull their trucks over here and camp, so it's a pretty neat spot. Great views normally. Right now it's just a big foggy mess, but if you enjoyed that, I did. It's a really fun place, and hope you can get up here and check it out sometime. Be safe and get out there.